Hi everyone. So I'm getting online today to do a quick demo for you. We've gotten a few questions about how to create and track recipes in MyFitness Pal. This is something that has been a really useful tool to me as I've been experimenting in the kitchen and wanting to eat more things that are batch cooked that are harder to track. So I'm going to go ahead and show you two different steps tonight. One is how to create a recipe generally, and then step two is going to be how to convert that recipe into a food item that allows you to weigh out and change your portion size if you want to adjust for your macros for that day. Okay, so we're going to start by clicking into the recipes tab of MyFitnessPal. And we're on the desktop version. I can do another demo video using the app if that's helpful. You can see that I've already created this recipe for Eric's chili, his famous chili recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. And even though it's already created, I can also show you how to edit something that's already in here just to give you an idea of what it looks like to create a recipe. You can see all of the ingredients. So for his recipe, he uses 2 cans of red kidney beans, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, 2 cans of black beans, 32 ounces of lean ground beef, a little touch of barbecue sauce, some chili seasoning, and peppers and onions. Obviously, when you're throwing a bunch of things into a pot, it's a little bit harder to track. And often when you're entering just a recipe into MyFitnessPal, the only thing it asks you for is the amount of servings. Okay, so essentially, you're just taking a large batch of something and dividing it evenly. What can be challenging about that is then finding the equal portion sizes. You know, I've done this before where I've divvied out his chili into 20 equal portions and tried to guess on, like how much each one should weigh, and then I've been stuck with 20 different containers trying to make them all an even weight. It's a pain in the butt. So instead of doing all of that work, once you enter all of your ingredients here, you can add ingredients manually, or you can import from an online recipe as well. Go ahead and choose the amount of servings you want to divide your whole batch by, and you can always come back and change this. I'm just picking a nice, easy, even number to start with. Eric's chili recipe makes a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and say it's 20 servings, just to use it as an example. And I'll hit save. And when I go into this recipe now, you can see that for each serving, that equals 2 grams of fat, 20 carbohydrates, and 15 grams of protein for a total of 164 calories per serving. So 1/20th of this recipe is 2 fat, 20 carbs, and 15 protein. So then, in order to convert this recipe into a food that you can weigh out and change your portions, you're first going to actually weigh out your entire batch as a whole. So in this case, I may have weighed the pot before I made the chili, or I could dump it into a new dish, zero out the scale, pour all of the chili into a new dish, and then see how much the total batch weighs. In this case, it comes out to being about 116 ounces. So write down the total weight. And then now what you can do is go into this new tab called My Foods. And then you can create a food based on those nutrition facts. So I'll just go ahead and show you how to log this. So the brand, Eric's chili recipe is what I'm going to name it. I'll hit continue. Clearly, I've already done this before. I'll just say it's not a duplicate for now. And then you'll see I have some options of things to enter. So serving size. Remember, we decided that we were going to create 20 servings out of the total batch. And if we have 116 ounces, now all we have to do is divide 116 by 20, and that will give us our serving size. So when you divide 116 ounces by 20, you get 5.8 ounces per serving. Then in this box where it says servings per container, you'll say 20, because that's the total amount of servings for the entire batch. Then you can enter the calorie and macronutrient information for that one serving that we logged earlier. So for one serving, it was 164 calories, 2 fat, and I'm skipping the other nutrition facts here for now, 20 carbs, and 15 grams of protein. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And it's going to bring me automatically back to my diary page. So when I go to log this food item, I can click on any meal. Let's just say I want to eat this for lunch on Thursday. I can add a food item. And just like normal, it'll give me the latest kind of meals I've been eating. But now I can actually go over and either add or enter the recipe and enter it by the number of servings, or, this is the fun part, now I can go to my foods, find the food, and instead of entering just a serving, it gives me the option to enter it in ounces instead. So say I didn't want the full 5.8 ounces, or I wanted more. I could enter 10 ounces if I want, and it will automatically calculate the macros for that weight, which are 34 carbs, 3 fat, and 26 protein. So this is an easy way to convert a big batch recipe that's often hard to track into something that is trackable, that you can adjust the portion size for. I hope you found this helpful, and I will be back soon with another tutorial using the mobile app. Thank you.